Hey guys, welcome back. My name is Tony, and the channel is Tony Talks Cards, and we're talking about cards today. We got basketball, football, and baseball. Today, this video is going to be a VR for John P. Collects Cards. John, I haven't met you yet, but definitely enjoyed your videos, your Strongsville pickup videos, your grading discussion videos, and overall, just seeing your collection as I've joined YouTube about 6 months ago. So appreciate the chance to do a VR, letting us know. And this should be fun. So good luck with your VR submissions. But for right now, I want to show, I think per the rules, it was no less than three, no more than nine. I think I've got about seven cards. So all three sports. So, but again, thanks for this. Really look forward to doing this. I loved picking out the cards, searching through some old binders I had to find a few cards, and having some surprises of cards that I forgot that I owned that I want to show here on this VR. So with that, we'll kick it off with football. So I'm a Bears, Bulls, Cubs, Chicago guy. You've seen my videos, you know I'm a Chicago guy. Some of these picks will be sort of homer picks because the Bears and Cubs had some really great players in their history that I never got to see play live. And so I will be using them for a few of my examples. So let's kick it off with football. And just as a backup or a heads up, I took a little bit different of a view of the VR response. I said, hey, this is for people I've never seen play in person. Some of these guys I've seen play on TV. I've seen them play live on TV. Was in the same city when they were playing live and I saw them on TV, but never saw them in person in the stadium. So I kind of did that to add a little bit of a twist to the folks I would have wanted to see, at least for this VR. So first, let's do football. So I can't be a Chicago guy without saying, I think, Gale Sayers. So I have a Gale Sayers rookie. I picked it up a few months ago, but this is a book. This book, I Am Third, documents the Gale Sayers and Brian Piccolo story. I did a book report on this book probably in fourth or fifth grade. Still have the book. I kept it. I loved it so much. I've seen the video, the movie. It came out, I think, in 1970 or 71 or 72. But again, I'm not old enough to have seen him play, so for sure I would have I would not was not able to see Gale Sayers play, but would have loved to see him play in person at Soldier Field. I think the one game in his rookie year he scored 6 or 7 touchdowns. It would have been just great to be in the stands there, cheering him on and just seeing him, run around the field and make defenders miss on his way to those 6 or 7 touchdowns, and just an amazing feat that obviously I don't know if that could be the record, but clearly doesn't happen that often. So in his rookie year, nonetheless. So I'd love to see him play, and I'll use this book as my example for Mr. Gale Sayers. Um, Second football pick. It is, you probably could have guessed, Walter Payton. I saw him play on TV probably a couple times in the last couple years of his career, were the first 2 years I began watching football in like second and third grade. So while I saw him play, and I've seen tons of NFL films and highlight reels of him and interviews of him and things like that, I would have loved to have been in Soldier Field to see him again score a touchdown, make one of his dazzling down the field runs, high kicks, leaping over people, through people. Would have just been cool to see him in Chicago with the Bears. So that's my twist on this for my second football pick. And this again is a 1986 McDonald's All Star. I think these were issued at McDonald's, obviously. And I think the tabs at the bottom came in like gold, green, and blue colors, and could be redeemed, I think, for food, but I can do more research on that too. So that's my second football pick. Let's move to basketball real quick. Again, this is going to be kind of one of those a little bit outside the rules, but I still, of course, being a Chicago guy, I never saw Michael Jordan play live. I mean, it would have been hard to get a ticket during his prime, of course, but see, of course, tons of him on NBC on the weekends. Playoff games, the Bears, the Bulls championship runs. Of course, he's everywhere, right? But never saw him play in person. And again, I wasn't hoping or dying to see him, but I actually went to school in Utah, in Salt Lake City at the University of Utah, and was there in school in Utah when he and the Bulls played the Jazz for the 97 and 98 championships, both years. And I was at school like 10 miles away or whatever it was from the Delta Center where they played in Salt Lake City, watched the games on TV, in the dorm room, in the dorm lounge. And I was a Bulls fan, of course, among a bunch of other Jazz fans. And so I was happy they were not. I remember seeing the flu game where he had the flu and came back and was barely, sick, but he still played and scored all those points and brought them to a win. So would have loved to see him play in person. Didn't get a chance to it. So that's kind of my liberty of this VR, thinking about seeing people play in person versus just not ever seeing them play. This is a 1993-94 Topps basketball card. I collected basketball cards for just a couple years. I have some hoops, early 90s, and got into Topps 92, 93, all those years. So I did find this recently and thought, hey, let's show this for my Bulls pick, my basketball pick. So there's Michael Jordan. I've got 4 baseball cards now. Let's start with a fake baseball card. You're like, Tony, what's a fake? Why you bring out a fake baseball card? Well, I found this in my collection. Must have bought a few packs of these back in the 90s, like maybe you guys did too, and thought, hey, it's not a real card, but kind of a cool card to show on the channel here. So this is a fake. It says a card that never was on the back. It's a 1953 design of a Hank Aaron card. So Topps issued these. These are Topps baseball archives cards. I remember buying packs of these at Target or Walmart. And maybe this is how I kind of got into knowing and liking and wondering about vintage baseball cards, because I knew they were fake. They're reprints, or at least reissues of the cards that are nice and glossy and shiny now. But I love the design, and seeing never was Hank Aaron card from the year before his rookie year. Found it, forgot I had it, and thought, hey, I'd love to show this off too. I'd love to have seen him break Babe Ruth's home run record in Atlanta. In any other game he would have played, would have been great to see him hit one of his 750 plus home runs. So that's my first pick for baseball. Second pick going down the line from oldest card to newest. Again, kind of a homer pick here, but I'll do it anyway. Ernie Banks. Again, 1969 Topps Ernie Banks. Lots of him smiling, lots of just him in that same similar pose. Would have loved to see him play at Wrigley Field, hit a home run, play a doubleheader. Again, I've seen the highlight reels, the home runs, interviews, things like that. Met him in person, got an autograph on a ball. But again, was not old enough for sure to have gone to a game to see him play. So would have loved to see him play in Wrigley Field as well. Back of the card as a couple years near his retirement. So again, lot of statistics on the back there, and highlighting he won the NL MVP in 58 and 59. So that's my second pick for baseball. Third pick for baseball, another big home run guy, Willie Mays, 1972 Topps Willie Mays. This card again, quite a bit of stats. Sorry about the glare. Quite a bit of stats on the back. I'll do that, I guess, for right now. Near the end of his career, his last card was in 1973 Topps, so quite a bit of home runs showing there. And for this card, again, would have loved to have seen him, I think it was 54 or 55, make that over-the-shoulder catch that's so well documented on highlight films, and then toss the ball back to the infield, that famous catch he made. But also would have loved to see him hit one of his home runs as well. All-around player in the field and a great home run hitter too. So that's my third pick for baseball. And my last and fourth pick for baseball will be Nolan Ryan. Again, I was old enough to see him play live if I wanted to. But again, being a Cubs fan, he never played the Cubs, so never was on WGN. We've all seen plenty of highlight films of his, the no-hitters, Ricky Henderson striking out, all those things. But would have loved to have seen him play and be there for one of his no-hitters or one of his, large strikeout games, and just seeing the power, the force, and the way he dealt with batters, and just, his career span, the 60s, 70s, 80s, and early 90s. I mean, my parents could have watched him, and then I watched him too around the same age. It's crazy. So again, he was playing when I was into sports, but I would have loved to see him play live as well, and pitch one of those great no hitters. So that's my last baseball pick. So again, John P, thank you very much for the chance to do this. I think part of the VR was also shouting out a couple channels. I'm admittedly going to probably butcher the exact names, so I'll put the descriptions of their channels and links to them in the description. But the first one is White Sox card, or White Sox fan card collector. I think he's been around for a couple years, but me being only 6 months doing this, I'm finding channels that have been around for years that I'm just finding are new to me. So I want to shout him out. Thank you for your videos, and I think he's walk through Diamond Stars. He's walking through, I think, the 1967 Baseball High Series, doing a series on that, which will be interesting. So I want to shout him out too. And then a new channel I found, I think it's called Jayhawker Cards. I'll put the exact, link in the description, but he did a video a couple weeks ago on a bunch of George Brett rookie cards from 1975. That was a really cool story that he shared, and so look forward to seeing more of his content when it comes out too. So again, those are my picks for baseball, football, and basketball for people I would have liked to have seen live, and even certain games I would have liked to have seen live of those players. So thank you, John P. Good luck with collecting a bunch of other submissions. Thanks for the chance. Love your channel, and thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you soon. Bye.